Thank you for coming to your computer tonight, Masterson.
I was tardy, I'll admit.
I hope you're prepared for a slight lecture, that you've brought your thoughtfulness along as well as your notebook.
Tip top.
And that your ears are listening with both a business sense and an empathy.
If you don't tell me these things, you're gonna tell me who will.
Certainly not Stefano. Certainly not Milder Mickey.
No. Sure, it's a problem, kind of.
Am I looking directly into your eyes now, Masterson?
You're kind of looking a little to the left.
To the left, okay. Am I looking directly into your eyes now, Masterson?
You're kind of looking up a little. Maybe up.
Now, do you find I'm looking directly into your eyes, Masterson?
Yes. No. No, you're looking a little further down.
Masterson, this is a whole new conversation about you breaking into the field of electronic shops. There are gangs of magic number 7 in these electronic shops you see here about town. Within these gangs, one of the persons is the manager, one of the persons is the owner, that's me, and one of the persons is the technician. And then you have 4, Masterson, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 sales representatives. Though the sales representatives are the lowest rung on the ladder, they need to know the most. Are you taking notes? Good. They need to know every diode, cathode, amp, and watt. They have bad hand sales representatives because they rarely cross over into the field of the technician. And the technician, with his good hands, goodly for their duties of craftsmanship, he rarely crosses over into the field of sales, though both fields know what each other's business is thoroughly. The hands of salespeople are bad because they've shaken so many hands of others in their own time. Now they're chapped. Now they've got germs from the world over lodged in the grains of their chappery. And can you imagine the unholy terror, Masterson, of having to shake the hands of others all day through, smiling when you don't feel like smiling?
Sounds intense.
Yet, these are the only positions available for a man seeking a position in an electronic shop. The technicians have it the worst. They sit hunched, their backs curling. Hunched, their backs curling.
Wait, don't they have good hands?
At one point early in their lives, these technicians decided to open the back of the device, fiddle with its screws, fiddle with its wires. Then they decided that was what they wanted to do for the rest of their lives, for their careers. Big mistake. Technicians never leave the workbench, Masterson. They only leave the workbench to sleep and sometimes to eat and sometimes to go to a movie, but they never enjoy the movie. No, their mind is always at the workbench. When they are back at the workbench, physically, they sit under one bare bulb. They have tiny, unattractive eyes from looking at things no bigger than needles. As technology grows smaller, they must use increasingly powerful microscopes and magnifying glasses to see what they're doing with whatever cog. Their eyes eventually shrink still further, both diameter-wise and circumference-wise, and thus even the technicians' own wives find them ugly. Even the technicians' very own wives find the technicians impossible to look at.
So it's not a fun job.
Well, it's fun if it's your cup of tea. Still warm.
Was that actual tea? Because that was serendipity. If it was actual tea, just
Technician, if you like the dark and the quiet, except for the broken old beat up radio, if you like the only sound being the tap, 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 tap of your tools, then you would like it, Masterson. Have you ever opened a box with wires inside to look at what the wires do, Masterson?
well, couldn't I become a salesperson?
But to manage a technician in a fleet of 4 salespersons isn't. It's a task unparalleled in any managerial slot you may have occupied prior. Get 4 salespersons together, for example. It's a slaughter of testosterone.
Oh, I don't understand your metaphor. How can there be a slaughter of testosterone when there's meant to be a rescue of estrogen?
What you want to ask, really, is how can there be any hope?
There's no hope. I kind of thought there was hope. I have hope.
You might have hope, but it's just not the breed of hope required by the society of which we speak. Unless you become a salesperson.
I'm not really good with people.
Don't say that, Masterson. Don't you ever say that. Yep.
Oh yes, swimming lessons. That's right. I remember. Vanessa, she's your wife?
What did the walls of that swimming pool see, I must wonder? What did the walls, Masterson? What did the walls of that swimming pool see? I must wonder.
Nothing they haven't seen before.
In these electronic shops we speak of, there's a thing available for sale called wire.
You're good with Vanessa?
Who?
My wife? You're good with my wife?
Who?
I followed. My wife, you're good with my wife. I followed Vanessa yesterday, okay? First, I followed her to the grocery store. Nothing happened beyond her buying groceries.
Oh, okay. You do know that I'm just a good swimmer, don't you? I just do swimming lessons part-time. Couldn't I become a manager? I have managerial experience.
But to manage a technician in a fleet of 4 salespersons is a task unparalleled in any managerial slot you may have occupied before.
Sure. I've had experience working under threat of doom. I mean, hey, that's capitalism, right?
What did the walls of that swimming pool see? I must wonder.
Nothing. Got it, okay? But if I remember about wire, can we get past this little Vanessa misunderstanding and grow together?
Scratch marks as though scratched by a tiger. You ring the buzzer on the red door and wait. And wait.
Oh yes, swimming lessons. That's right. I remember. Vanessa, she's your wife? Good with people.
Don't say that, Masterson. Don't you ever say that. Masterson? This is a whole new conversation about you breaking into the field of electronic shops. Within these gangs, one of the persons is the manager, one of the persons is the owner, that's me, and one of the persons is the technician. And then you have 4, Masterson, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 sales representatives. And the technician, with his good hands, goodly for the...
Sounds intense.
for the rest of their lives, for their careers. Big mistake. Technicians never leave the workbench, Masterson. They only leave the workbench to see microscopes and magnifying glasses to see what they're doing with whatever cog. Their eyes eventually shrink. Find the technicians impossible to look at.
So it's not a fun job. Couldn't I become a manager? I have managerial experience. Oh, I don't understand your metaphor. How can there be a slaughter of testosterone when there's meant to be a rescue of estrogen? I don't know him.
Front steps, turn 90 degrees, walk to your right, walk up the sidewalk 5 meters, come to a gate. It'll still be rush down Monday morning, so make sure you've had a tetanus shot. You buzz the buzzer.
Well, I think I'll never get a more interesting job offer.
Shops?
No, I wouldn't know any names.
But you need a full-time job.
I do need a full-time job.
You'd be in the sales office portion of the electronics shop, Masterson. And do you know who would be in the sales office, Masterson? Who else? You'd be in the sales office portion of the electronics shop. And do you know who else would be in the sales office, Masterson? That they just let anyone use up there at the community college. Herbert Downing Ward, Vanessa's former tennis instructor. Herbert Downing Ward, Vanessa's former tennis instructor, is now a salesperson in the sales office of my electronics shop in the field of electronic shops.
Okay.
Do you know who else?
Okay.
Do you know who else?
Who else?
Vanessa in May was taking crochet lessons. One would think that was fine because all women and only women in such a class as that, but no. Turns out there was a lesbian by the name of Sybil Quill Lucy, and more than yarn got crocheted, Masterson. You will find Sybil Quill Lucy is now also a salesperson in the sales office of my very own electronic shop in the field of electronic shops.
Oh, interesting.
Remembering now that there are 4 salespersons to an office, and I'm only offering you one of those positions because you, Masterson, are only one in and of yourself. Can you therefore then imagine who else might find working as a... Can you therefore then imagine who else you might find working as a salesperson in the sales office of my electronic shop in the field of electronics? Remembering now that there are 4 as a salesperson in the sales office of my electronic shop in the field of electronic shops?
I wouldn't know any names.
Also now. Go
I wouldn't know any names.
Okay. Also, all right. Also now, a salesperson was the spin instructor of the spinning classes that Vanessa one took, supposedly, and supposedly went to and supposedly rode on a stationary bicycle in. That former spin instructor, now a salesperson in the sales office of my electronic shop in the field of electronic shops, is Brendan Phil.
I don't know him. I don't know him. Oh,
Come aboard as a salesperson. Come aboard as a salesperson. Come aboard as a salesperson.
Oh. Well, I think I'll never get a more interesting job offer.
I think you'll make a great salesperson, Masterson. Welcome.
Well,
See you in person.
I
See you in person Monday morning.
Offer. I think I'll never get a more interesting job offer.
I think you'll make a great salesperson, Masterson. Welcome. See you in person Monday morning, 515 Briar Street. You buzz the buzzer and then wait for the buzzer to buzz back at you. Then you step back down the 3 front steps, turn 90 degrees, walk to your right, walk up the sidewalk 5 meters. You come to a gate. It will still be rusty on Monday morning, so make sure you've had a tetanus shot. You buzz the buzzer on the gate, wait for the gate to buzz back at you. You pull on the gate to open it, and you advance sideways, sidling along into the narrow passage between the 2 buildings until you can advance no further because, look, there's a wooden fence. Then, and only then, you will see a flight of cement stairs. You go down the cement stairs, and then at the bottom of the cement stairs, you go up the wooden stairs, off of the cement stairs. That start right there at the bottom of the cement stairs. At the top of the wooden stairs, you will find a red door, replete with a lot of scratch marks as though scratched by a tiger. You ring the buzzer on the red door and wait, and wait. And remember, wire. Stairs, you will find a red door, replete with a lot of scratch marks as though scratched by a tiger. You ring the buzzer on the red door and wait. And wait. And remember, wire.
Got it. Okay. But got it. Okay. But
what?
Got it. Okay. got it. Okay. But if I remember about wire, can we get past this little Vanessa misunderstanding and grow together? But if I remember about wire, can we get past this little Vanessa misunderstanding and grow together?
Depends on your sales. Maybe.